Angel Reese. Oh, Angel, Angel, Angel. I'm not here to crucify her, so to speak, but I thought this was an interesting story that's kind of seen some momentum because it's a few now. This is starting to pile up for her, and I think it's worth talking about because this is not the first time. And as we all know, and again, in general, I have nothing against it. Angel Reese is trying to build a brand outside of basketball. More of being more of a celebrity, more of an influencer, whatever word you want, content creator, whatever word you want to use. That being said, and I say this about all of them, as a Philadelphia fan, it really pissed me off that Paul George was absolute crash on the court this season, but he's doing a damn podcast all the time. Athletes playing during their careers, just my opinion. You can have a different one. Let me know in the comments. I don't really think they should be doing all these podcasts. Certainly not having their own. They have other things they should be doing. But here's the thing with Angel Reese, and I'm going to tie this. Don't worry, this isn't just about Angel Reese. I want to tie this to the WNBA and some of the things that we've talked about as well, because I think that it is relevant. Now, this this is not the latest. I got to take a step back to now, and that's what we're going to tie to the W. Angel Reese's latest podcast decision leaves fans disappointed. That's right, fans. And this was one I forget when it dropped, but this was a recent one, not the newest one, I don't think. But she's had basketball players on, obviously, Dejanay Carrington, Skylar Diggins Smith, Lisa Leslie. And then she's gone to I personally, I don't think you can call Sexy Red a musician, but okay. So the most recent one, and this is what what a lot of people were wondering, is why these are even fans. Why are you having these people on your show, right? So you had reality stars, Jada Cheese, and I guess what is that, Destuar, like the perfume. Is she related? Does anyone know? Is she like an heiress? Because I'll tell you what, reality shows, not my thing. Can't stand them. I think there's like one or two exceptions, and those are usually, pure competition ones. Like I've seen, some seasons of The Amazing Race, but otherwise, I can't stand reality shows. Sorry, I think they're terrible. And now there's a million of them. So that's why I would not have any idea who these people are. But apparently, her fans weren't too thrilled either, and they're wondering why Angel Reese is having. And I don't think this is necessarily the way you build your name or your brand. She's having WNBA players, and she's got a bigger platform than they do. And so, yeah, you're probably going to get people who tune in for like Dejanay Carrington, people who absolutely can't stand Caitlin Clark. And yes, you will probably get a few people who tune in to see someone like Dejanay Carrington because they are Caitlin Clark fans. So I get that. But other than that, and really, I guess outside of Shaq, who of course I believe is, this is Shaq's where this has come from. Angel Reese is going with, D-list, E-list, F-list, Z-list people that a lot of people don't really want to listen to. They don't think they have anything interesting to say, which is that there was a whole lot of stuff. Do you feel that you have to date somebody that's in the industry? And then they talk about, oh, that making money, and do they have to make more money than you? And a lot of people were like, here's one that said a lot of nothing. The responses are dumb. This is like that one podcast where the three kids judge food they haven't eaten, losing brain cells listening to the podcast. Meanwhile, one fan questioned Reese's ability to bring more influential guests onto the show. Angel, all these women out here doing phenomenal things, but you choose rappers' girlfriends to interview just really throws me. Social media user left a harsh comment and wrote, least informative podcast on earth. Unfollow button. Sorry, guys, unfollow. Um, Bizarrely enough, I got someone who decided to say unfollow. They unsubscribed from my this channel because they said a one of my recent Nafisa Collier videos was clickbait. I will write titles that hopefully get you to click and listen. I never clickbait. I never give you a title, and I can say a whole lot of people that do. I never give you a title that doesn't have that stuff in the podcast. You may not in the video. You may not agree with what I'm saying, but I never do. But anyway, that kind of reminded me. So it's in some respects, I have some sympathy for what Angel's going through. So there was that. But remember now, if we go back, we had this. Angel Reese under fire for promoting podcasts with the baby following his impus phobic rant. And I'm not even going to go into all this because there's a lot of nasty stuff in it. But just my point being of where we're going with the track record we're seeing right now. This podcast, they ended up canceling because it got so much backlash that they were like, nope, not even going to drop this out there, which leads me to the most recent one where she has was or is going to have, I don't even know how to say her first name, Trishon Rock, who is a mess. Let me just say a mess. I mean, we'll just go through this briefly. Look at this, drug related charges, going to be doing 8 years, messy relationship that had nasty stuff going on. I think the father of her baby was in jail, and then she was going there. So, where does that leave the kid, and on and on. And that's who Angel was going to have next. And as you can see here, Angel Reese fires back at critics with unfiltered message. And this is where I'm going to tie it to the WNBA. Delivered a powerful and unapologetic response to her critics after facing negative reactions to her podcast. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it powerful and unapologetic. I would call it not smart. And again, she's got to get a little more business savvy. Again, what she's trying to do outside of basketball, I don't think she should be doing now. I think it says a lot about what she thinks of her basketball game. But if you take her out of basketball, I have no problem with the hustle of her trying to build a brand and be an entrepreneur and all that. Let's just be clear. But this is not how you do it. This is not how you do it. And here's the problem. Let me see if I get this my podcast, expl- expletive or don't watch, which is actually what is right here, right? This is my podcast, STFU or don't watch. Thank you.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
I mean, like this person says, I mean, you scrap the baby, scrap this one too. And this goes back to what I said about one decision making, understanding what your audience might want. And again, here's the other thing I will say, I don't know how much control she has over who comes on. So let me be, but this is what bothered me. And I think it also bothers a lot of other people. This like this is what I'm tying to the WNBA because this is the WNBA vibe of these players. She's no different. It's the same thing. They've never had to have a successful league because of the NBA. They have this sense of entitlement, this sense of arrogance, this sense of narcissism. They don't understand that it doesn't matter how good you might be at a sport or anything. It could be a business selling a product. Without customers, you are nothing. You are dead in the water. You are out of business. Angel Reese, this is my advice to you. Sincerely, this is absurd and needs to stop if you truly want to be successful. Yes, you need to obviously make better decisions with who you bring on as guests, but this right here, these are the reason you have these people that you're telling to STFU and to not watch. These are the people that are allowing you to have the podcast and make money from advertising. Do you not understand this? This is absolutely wild to me that she doesn't understand this. I mean, STFU or don't watch is the epitome of WNBA stupidity.
Are you stupid or something?
It's like they have free speech, they can say what they want, they could do what they want, and they deserve, according to them, to get everything they want. But how dare someone else respond to what they say? And this is immaturity, it's entitlement, it's childish narcissism. It is not likable, it is not marketable. And this is what we're dealing with. And this is how they feel about WNBA fans, right? This is the same thing. They pay them, but don't dare be negative or critical of them ever. And they don't care if you watch. And that is what Angel Reese is saying right here, which is a serious, serious problem. Angel, without an audience, there's no podcast. Or, I mean, you could still do it, but you're not going to make any money, right? Now, this is the one I read. I mean, you scrap the baby, scrap this one too. One fan brought up fellow WNBA star and rival Caitlin Clark, drawing a comparison between the two. Of course, that was coming. I tried to avoid that. Then you wonder why Cece is more marketable than you. I love that you embrace yourself, but society is tough. Yeah, I think you're giving her a little too much. It has nothing to do with society. She had on a she's having announcing a guest that a lot of people were like, "Why are you giving this person a platform?" And then that's her response is, "STFU, don't watch." Like, here's the thing. First of all of you, 99% of you, absolutely fantastic. I love the community that has been built around this channel. I recognize a lot of names in the comments now, but you know what? You don't have to agree with me. I mean, if we all agreed on everything, it'd be boring as hell. I pay attention to a lot of people that I don't agree with on everything. But here's the other thing I'll say. I also don't care if you're an obnoxious POA, and I get people who discover the channel and they just post like I'll look at a video and they'll post like 20 ridiculous obnoxious trolling comments on the same video. It's cool. I like having them too. It's more views, more comments, gets more people to watch. Fantastic. I'm never I'm never going to tell anyone to not watch my videos. Like it's absolutely wild to me. I mean, that's the whole reason for being, Angel. The whole reason for being. It's not just your podcast if you're including the people. The consumer is a shareholder. If you don't want it to evoke conversation, turn the camera off, don't push upload, and have the discussion with just you and the guest. There you go. That's really well said. She's got to get away from this mentality of everyone has to be nice to me, everyone has to agree with me, and I deserve all these good things, and none of the rest of you can ever say anything negative about anything. And I think that is the WNBA itself in a nutshell. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I meant that sincerely with the advice. It's free advice, Angel. And shout out to Angel, who does not have me blocked, unlike, Becky Hammond and Dejanay Carrington. So kudos. Maybe this will get back to her. Said, don't do this anymore. Don't do this anymore. Embrace criticism, okay? Because without viewers, you have nothing. Without listeners, you have nothing. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, appreciate you so much. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Go have the day you deserve, and I will talk to you later.